The last one that I want to do this week is going to be identical to the first one we did. It's going to be a mid-shoulder dart. But the difference is, instead of using slash and spread like we did on the first one, we're going to use the pivot method. The pivot method makes some things a lot simpler. Some people really like it, and other people prefer slash and spread. When I'm in a work setting, if I'm just going to move a dart from one place to another before I make changes to it, I'll probably pivot. But if I'm doing something complicated like a theater costume, once I've put my dart where I want it to be to work with it, I will slash and spread, because it's a lot easier to make a mistake when you're pivoting than when you're slashing and spreading. So for pivoting, if I want my dart in the mid-shoulder, I'm going to mark exactly where I want my dart to be on my original pattern piece. So you might want to use pencil so you can erase it, but I've marked that. Then I'm going to start at that mark and trace around the center front to the old dart. Or I can start at the edge of, I want to mark the bust point. You can either start at the edge of one or the other, and if you're starting at the old dart, you're going to mark a little hook up into the original dart so you know where you ended. And then I'm going to come around the center front, and the neckline, and across the shoulder, but I'm going to stop. Make sure you stop where that new dart is going to be. So I'm going to move this so you can see I have drawn the bust point. Where my new dart is going to go, I'm going to come around the center front and come back up to where the old dart was and mark where that was. Okay, I'm going to put this back, and I'm going to put a pin or a push pin. I usually just use my pencil, and I'll hold on to where the bust point is, and I'll rotate around the bust point, which is very similar to slash and spread, and I will bring that one side to touch the other exactly, and then I'm going to resume drawing where the dart closed. So that's where we would have closed it to if we were doing slash and spread. Then I'm going to draw the rest of the way around from the other direction, and I'm going to mark where that dart started on the other side and draw over here. If that gets confusing for you, just do slash and spread. If that's fascinating for you, if you want to do anything that you can do that way, it's more convenient because you don't have to glue paper in. But so much easier to make a mistake. If you, when you rotate it, you want to make sure that you hold on to that point exactly so it ends up in the right place. If you accidentally let it move while you're rotating, it won't fit the same anymore. So, one more time. When you start where the old dart that you're moving from your sloper, start on the inside corner and mark where it was, trace around the center front or the part that's not going to move up to where the new dart is going to be. Make sure you mark where it ends and rotate around the bust point. And you know you did it right if you're in the same place both times. I do have a little area there that I didn't trace very well. And then where you ended, begin again. Some people accidentally forget to mark that, and then they have the whole shoulder on both sides, and it's frustrating for them. So go over it again. If you think you made a mistake, just start at the beginning, listen to the video, and see where you went wrong. But you probably didn't go wrong. You probably did it just perfect the first time. Just remember that you start where you start and end has to close exactly, and where you start and end here, you have to end exactly on the line and begin exactly on the line. So this time, I don't have to mark quite as many things. I've got my same 3-inch opening, so I'm going to mark 1.5 inches. And when you get through with this one, you can compare it to your other shoulder dart and see just how similar they turn out. So I've got my same center line. I'll measure up the distance that I'm measuring away from the bust point and draw in the new dart line. So you don't actually have to color the E's, but this is where it would have been. So it's still there. You just already have your paper. So now instead of the gluing part, you're just going to be able to roll it backward, crease the beginning corner up here, and then come to where the point is and crease the point. Make sure that they're lined up so they're not going to twist, and crease from the center out all the way to the edge. And then put your finger on the point and bring the folded side to the side that's not folded and mash down the center of the dart. And then draw your seam allowance and cut it off. If you prefer to use the tracing wheel, you're welcome to get one. They're called a pinwheel, and there are a few places you can order them from. But go ahead and finish that one the same way that you did the others. Just label it pivot, and I believe there's a place on canvas that's for a pivoted shoulder dart. And if there's not, every once in a while I leave one off. I think that one's on there, but just know that if there's something that you don't know where to turn it in, text or email me and I will take care of it as soon as I get to a computer. Thank you. I miss you, and I hope I get to meet you at least on Zoom soon.